beans.
Goya
Yeah.
beans.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does yeah.
Okay.
What was telescope thing?
Telescope thing? What?
Bug has something called telescope thing. What was that?
Do you pull it out?
I'm saying I wrote it in a hurry. I don't have a weight or a cost for it, and it's called
Uh,
telescope.
You grabbed it. It was in evidence lockup.
Oh!
Okay,
No, Bug's looking through the journal still, I think, in between.
Oh, okay.
Balasar has waited until everyone is out of the tunnel and he has thrown a firebomb into it.
Baron is hiding behind a tree at least 20 feet away.
Balasar is now like the closest person to the tunnel.
Bug, you're still reading. When
Hang on.
you hear
Joe,
this like whistling. Oh.
Real quick, as the fireball travels down the tunnel and fades like out of sight, Balasar is like eagerly tapping his hands together, waiting.
Mm-hmm. You first see the light.
Oh no.
You kind of like see the first explosion of the fireball in the cave. It clinks and bounces and doesn't break as it tumbles down into the chamber until you hear a glass shatter. And you hear like a flame erupt. And then you look down and you don't see anything until you hear the mass squeaking of thousands of bats together screaming. And you see, like, it's almost in slow motion. You see the fire, like, appear and then become a jet of flame that comes out of the, like, you still don't even hear it. This is still, like, you just hear you see the flame, like, jet out probably 30 feet in a stream of fire out of the entrance of the cave. And you hear the explosion, until you stop hearing it. It is so loud that you feel the, like, pressure wave in your ears pop, and you cannot hear anything as all of your eardrums, all your eardrums have holes punched in them from the pressure wave.
Is the egg okay?
You don't know. Because you feel the rumble in your feet, in the horrible explosion that's so loud that it deafened you. And you see the world start to shake as everything around you is just shaking. It feels like an earthquake. And out of the top of the mountain, you see a ginormous jet of flame. As you watch, I don't know if any of you have seen, like, Ice Age, when, like, the squirrel puts, like, a crack in the ice and
Yeah,
it
when
spreads.
Scrat throws the nut. Oh my god, is it like that?
So,
oh no.
the entrance of the cave, and, like, probably up at a, like, 70-degree angle, it, like, it travels up and down. And it, like, pops off the earth, and it becomes a landslide, that is further propelled by a giant explosion that you feel again. And you feel this horrible pressure, like, push you back, and, like, stuff is being blown in at your eyes, as from the cave up, a ginormous piece of stone and earth and part of the mountain is ejected and sent down the mountain. It is probably the size of, like, 25 elephants, the size of, like, earth removed from this mountain.
Vibration.
And you just see like most of it like disintegrating in the air, becoming this bombardment of stone that flies through the air and like down the mountain.
He was gonna slowly, while watching it, turn to face Balazar.
Alistar is watching it fall, giggling like an idiot.
You look to each other and you see that your ears are bleeding. And you cannot hear anything.
He was gonna like like him with his hands on his ears, just gonna slowly take them off and look at the blood all over his hands and look back at Balazar.
Alistar turns to look at Hugh and just kind of shrugs his shoulders.
Can Bug put his index finger to his right ear and use lay on hands for 1 point
Yes.
to see if that he can try to fix his ears?
Cast it.
It's
Lay on
a
hands is a paladin ability.
It's just a paladin ability.
it's just a ability.
I have 5 HP in a pool. I can just use it.
Okay.
It's basically just I'm basically putting my hand and performing a miracle and healing 1 HP. I figured just
Yeah.
see if that would help.
You like immediately as soon as it's like healed, everything is still rumbling. The sound of the explosion is like echoing through the forest and back at you. It is the loudest thing you've ever heard, and it's just the echoes.
Can Bug go to each person and do the same thing of 1 point of lay on hands, like putting his hands on their head to try to heal them?
How many times can you do that?
5 points of health. I've used 1. There's 4 people left, so it'll be all 5.
Okay. Everyone has like their hearing like regained, and everything like comes back from like a ringing pain to like just you hear the loud echoes of the explosion. And
Alistar,
it feels like the
Balasar's,
voice of God has like traveled through you.
Balasar is like scraping the soot and ash off of his mask.
Bug's gonna check on the egg.
Do a medicine check.
Rambled.
It seems pretty shaken, but the exterior is fine.
Okay, good.
I have good news.
The egg.
Okay, I'm gonna assume my egg is fine.
I
That
have
was,
I have good news.
what is it?
I got the bads.
Up top,
Oh,
brother.
did ya?
And Balasar's gonna high five Buck and start laughing. He's gonna start laughing again.
You guys look over, or at least some of you do, and you see the rocks are still falling, until they crush a particularly far off
Oh,
town.
wild.
You sniped a town.
Balazar,
Balasar,
what did you do?
Balasar immediately stops laughing.
Can I see if that's Bresson?
Do an intelligence check.
Can
Balazar, what did
do
you
the
just
same?
do?
Can Balasar do the same, please?
Yeah.
Balazar, what? Balazar, I think you just killed a whole nother town of people. I thought you were done with killing whole towns of people.
It's the wrong direction to be Bresson.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Wait.
Oh, no!
What direction?
It's more east.
Oh, I see. Do I recognize this town?
It's kind of far away, and you can't really tell.
I see.
Well, Balazar, you completed my last mission. Thank you. Bug, not understanding what's happening, goes,
Man, that town got fucked up.
Can
I
Balasar
don't think that's Bresson.
Balasar is going to pull out the map and he's going to look at it. He's going to try and figure out. He marked out earlier on his version of the map where Grave Valley was. Is that in fact Grave Valley?
Do
It's
a
like
wisdom
nighttime.
check.
You could use the North Star or whatever. It's nighttime.
I think Farron always knows where north is.
Yeah.
19. Using his ingenious siegecraft brain.
1 second.
Oh no.
It does not appear to be Grey Valley. It is more northwest of it. And you actually look out and you can see on top of the mountain you're on, to the east, like a bunch of kind of floating lanterns flying up into the sky. And it's not from the town that got crushed.
I see what town it's from.
In my
Like,
defense, I didn't think it would blow the top of the mountain off. I just thought it would collapse.
After looking at Balzer's map, you've only heard like old stories, but something about Billy Bonk Forest.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Rings a bell.
No!
Not again! I can't keep getting away with this!
Oh,
He
that
can't
poor
keep getting
fucking
away with
town.
it!
I mean, it is just...
You did see, however, that like rocks went in every direction, and
So every
Grit-
important town got crushed. Okay.
so maybe some other towns were also affected.
Why do we keep doing this?
Uh,
You realize, like, someone was just
Uh,
orphaned because of you. Bro, if anyone finds out we did this, I'm throwing you under the bus, my man. I can't deal with this.
I didn't think it would rip the top of the mountain off. I just wanted to collapse the cave.
You know, Balazar, we've always had the question of whether we were morally good or morally bad.
I
I
think-
think you
I
just
think we
made.
can all.
I think you just made that morally bad very clear. I think
No,
you just killed at
no.
least 80 people.
I think this was an accident, and no
This-
one can be
It
blamed.
was an accident. It does not count.
It's fine. Just listen. We're pretty good people, and I bet nothing happened.
Maybe there was an abandoned town. Maybe they are fine.
What is with your voice?
What's wrong with my voice?
Never mind. What?
Okay,
Why?
okay.
Why did you think to do that?
Valsar like clears his throat. I wanted to kill the bats.
Do we want to count the town as a structure, by the way?
Oh no.
There was doors.
Because I'm looking at the bingo card here, and Balazar kicks open a door or destroys a structure is calling my name right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
I-
That definitely
Yes,
counts.
Yeah, that
Yes.
counts. That counts.
I like how
That was a 2-for-1 right there.
I like how Balasar's hatred of doors is so extreme that an entire empty forest was spared, but a town full of doors was not. We're gonna find out he's got like druid in him, and he just hates things made of wood.
Okay.
That fucking. Oh, that was brilliant.
Well, we have time to think about this on the way. We should keep going though. Find
I-
a good place to camp.
I really don't want to think about this.
It doesn't look like we have much choice except to keep going. They
Oh,
might
sorry,
come and look at this, so maybe we should leave.
Balasar gets really quiet.
Those lanterns are probably some sort of alarm.
Hugh, can you do a history check?
Sure. 5.
Those lanterns are used to appease the gods when the people think they're angry. They're just like little lamps into the air and floated on the river.
Hugh is gonna slowly turn his back to the group and look at the item. What do I see? Is it still doing what it's usually doing?
Which item?
The stains of time.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It seems to be even more turbulent.
I see.
As
Okay.
the chaos is. As the chaos is increased, you can see like thunder in it.
He was gonna slowly pocket that back into his shirt and turn back around. No one says a word about what just happened. If anyone asks, we just saw it happen. We definitely
Had
did
nothing to
not
do with it.
make a extra planetary deity mad at the fact that we probably just killed an entire village worth of people.
Not worth thinking about. It's sad, but it had to happen.
All of that for killing bats.
Balasar has just gotten this very vacant look in his eyes as he's staring straight ahead of him.
We may have won the battle, but we haven't won the war.
That's true, there are still more bats.
Unfortunately.
But we did manage to change the geography.
This place would make a dope evil lair. I'm gonna come back here if I ever need an evil lair. Forget that I said that, though.
Okay. So does everybody continue forward?
Yeah.
Up the mountain? Okay. Conveniently, there's now a nice, like, pathway up. As a lot of the trees in the distance, like, around you got flattened. I assume everyone just kind of sets up camp for the night and then sleeps and...
Find a good place, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bug will read by the light of his sword as it hovers above him.
Balasar just kind of like sits with his back up against a tree and just places his head in his hands.
Yeah, you find it like a nice little clearing. It's been pretty consistent. It like alternates from like thin ways to like little clearings with grass to like thin clearings. It's becoming more and more steep though the more you go up to the mountain. So it's not too big of a camping spot, but it's adequate.
I'll take out the symbol of Dreadnought and Artundus and just kind of stare at them.
Okay, yeah.
Does anything happen if I put them like together where they're touching?
No. Bug, do you do anything with the telescope?
No, Bug's reading the book.
Okay.
Bug has not thought about the telescope yet, but when he like went in his bag to like grab stuff, he's like, "Man, I got a lot of stuff in here. I better go look at this later."
Looking through the book,
Looking for like early stuff that would give him
Early
hints about the
stuff.
area. Maybe a strange bird.
you do see reports of giant beasts, and actually, funnily enough, you see like a mention of of a common dragus. Like, and you're just talking about it today, so it like sticks out in your brain. Like, oh, Farron was just talking about this, and then
Does Bug see mention of Farron on this trip? Because he knows Farron was on a trip to look for a Drakus.
there's no mention of Farron. as you see like two professor chaperones with the book and like 4 other people. So a group of 7. But he seemed to be left in the cave.
What are you reading, Bug? Are you one to read?
Not usually. I don't like big words. They hurt. I'm much better with sheet music. Either way, I think you might like it. You know the dead guy from the cave?
Yes.
Well, a journal fell out of his pocket. You might want to read it. I guess he was part of one of the college expeditions. I know you sure do love that learning institution. Maybe you know the guy that died.
I will immediately grab the book and start going through it.
Yeah, Bug is trying very hard to make sure he remembers.
I'm
Just
pretty
in
much-
case Aaron tries to cover anything up.
I'm going to look through the book and see if there's any names for people that I might know.
And be like, damn, these people are all on my hit list.
It seems that this
Don't mind that, Joe. Don't mind that. Deleted message.
lol. That this book is very old. You recognize like a couple names, not of the guy who died, but like old professors that like not very important, but they're in the lineage. Like you recognize a couple names, but they were before your teacher's time.
Oh, okay.
Calm down! You calm the fuck
I'm missing.
Calm the fuck down. There's Mr. Boot.
There was a missing one.
This community is overreacting.
This community is overreacting. When the Rivarian Empire questions him.
You can keep going, Joe. I gotta type stuff out.
Okay. Yeah, does anybody else want to do anything?
Bug's gonna root around in his bag and find that telescope.
1 second.
Man, I've had this for a while. I probably should, know what it is.
It looks like one of those children's toys. Like,
Oh god damn it, just like the fucking armor.
it's like a kaleidoscope, similar, but it looks different. As you can twist and turn it. Like when you look into the eyepiece, there's like a blurry image.
Huh.
Can Bug try to make the image less blurry by twisting it?
Yeah. It comes more and more into focus. And it seems to be
jump scare.
as a image of a fair lady appears, and you focus it more and more. Can you do a wisdom saving throw?
Oh Jesus Christ.
And you're very intrigued until everything goes black. And you feel a horrible pain in your eye as a spike goes into your eyeball. And you pull it away. And your eye is bleeding.
Bug screams.
I put a picture of the device
I
in.
see. What the fuck? Oh, found a
Fucking
saw
Jesus!
trap. Where the fuck did you find a saw trap, Joe? Is it single use or did it fucking come back? Because that's really useful.
You can't tell. Your eye is bleeding and it hurts so much you can't even think to
Bug is going to
Why are you screaming?
Fair. You look over and you see his eye is bloody
he has it closed, but there's just blood everywhere.
and it's leaking.
Bug is just gonna slowly get his loot out and just mumble like, and then fucking cast cure wounds on himself.
You cast Cure Wounds and you stop, like bleeding from your eye.
Bug opens it. Can he see?
Actually, no. It's completely black.
Which eye was it?
It was your right eye.
Okay.
Or whatever your dominant eye was.
Bug. Yeah, I'll say right eye. Bug's gonna cast Mending on his eye. Just panic and start pointing at his eye and cast Mending.
As you're freaking out about that, can you do a Arcana check, Farron?
Sure.
You can kind of sense that the like nail is coated in some sort of magical like a resin.
Oh,
Farron, what are you looking at?
I'll get let's see. I'm pretty sure I have. I'm gonna take out my small like knife that's part of my like scholar's pack. I'm gonna uncork a bottle and kind of scrape some of it into the bottle.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of like study it until I go to bed. So for ever how long that is,
All right.
and see if I can find out what it is.
Bug is still panic casting Mending on his eye.
It feels very strange. The first couple times, it is. You feel your like eye like knit together a little bit, like pieces of your skin. But after a while, you stop feeling anything.
Could he see it all out of the eye?
You get some like peripheral vision, but nothing in the center. It's just blackness in the center. And then your peripheral is just like black and white in your right eye. It's
Probably
hard.
not a good idea.
What isn't?
Mending is not made to, well, mend flesh and whatnot.
Listen,
But
I
who
just want
made
my
it?
sight back.
Hmm?
Who made the mending?
I don't know. Someone discovered it, though.
Wasn't it like Jake Mending invented the mending spell?
No.
Not to be confused with Jacob Mending, who made the mending song. Not to be confused with his brother, not related to Jake Mending, Jack Mending, who made the mending incantation. Not to be confused with Joe Mending, who isn't a real person.
You really do be down to 5.
Joe Mending. Who's Joe? Joe Mending.
That's not the real Dave, yeah. That's just a joke.
Joe Mending is, the rest aren't.
Yeah, it's not very
Anyway,
good.
I can't see out of my right eye, so I think I've been wounded in battle.
And Bug's gonna start looking at the He's gonna
What was in it besides anything?
I'm
well-
trying to figure that out.
Yeah, Bug's gonna do an Arcana check on the tube and everything in it.
Okay.
Can I help him?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I
The
thought I was just gonna do it.
you fool.
the construction of the tube is non-magical. Everything inside of it is non-magical, except that the nail is coated in some sort of magical resin. It seems to be Oh god, what are the schools of magic?
Destruction, conjuration, restoration, alteration.
Enchantment.
Ah. Hey, Farron, you want to look at the nail in here? I think it stole my vision.
It's the resin that is magical, not the nail.
There's resin?
And Bug's gonna like poke the nail to see if it's wet. I mean, I guess
It is hard.
I ask if the nail is creepy or wet. It's wet. All right. So I guess Bug's just gonna go to sleep.
I'll deal with it in the morning. I can't see.
Bug's just gonna hold the egg and go to bed.
I'll stay up for like an extra hour. Do I discover anything about the resin?
It seems to be home crafted, and that the materials in the resin and the magic seems to be not very pure. And like low quality. It's just like a hodgepodge trap made by an amateur. Well, maybe not amateur, but
Yeah.
like not in a like setting
Not
you're
a-
used to with like an apothecary
Yeah.
and like very pure ingredients.
Mhm.
Seems to
Okay.
be made out of like mud.
Okay. I go to sleep.
Improvise is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I spent a long time on an explosive just for you to call it improvised.
Does everyone sleep?
Alistar cannot sleep.
Baron is probably up too, at least for a long time.
Okay.
Hugh is also
Alistar-
staying up to just stare at the presumed cloud of smoke coming from the mountain that just leveled a town.
Balasar is just kind of staring vacantly at the ground in front of him.
Who knew you could turn a mountain into a cannon? This is great.
Farron's going to get up and walk over to a tree and like start to peel the bark off with his knife. His like
Okay.
really messed up knife.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, it's like a birch tree.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, everyone who sleeps can take a long rest as we progress through the night.
Can we take a break for a second?
Eventually,
that's what I was
eventually
thinking.
Hugh will sleep.
Okay.
I believe it's going to start raining soon based on my barometer of a dog. And I need to put a tarp on a lawnmower.
Okay, yeah.
I'll have Farron take a short rest, I guess. Does this even work? Oh, it does. Let me look at my
Pretty
hit
cool.
die. Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think we're still in combat from the end
Yeah.
fight. I just looked at the pinned messages, and Zogmar's goal is to never end up in the pits of sorrow again. Failed.
I didn't mean to do that.
I can't believe you did that, Balazar. Man. I can't believe you had that really horrible, messed up idea. It's so crazy.
Okay, no. Joe is the one who decided to drop a fucking mountain on top of a town. Balasar just wanted to kill the horde of bats.
I love how like Farron was about to shoot fire magic into the cave, and then
You
like and
son
then
of a
didn't. And then everyone was like, "Balazar, what are you doing? You're safe."
Uh,
I'm
man,
so happy you did that.
I hope that town
That was so cool to describe.
I
thank
hope
you.
that town was
My
not important.
plan, my plan was to like like set the cave on fire, right? And then once it like went out, go back in and see if there was anything in there. I didn't know that it would collapse and send itself halfway across the
If-
earth.
At most, the cave would collapse. I did not expect it to turn into a chain reaction which shattered the fucking sky.
I was thinking that this cave had been there for like 3,000 years. So bat poop has been collecting there for a little bit less than that. So I don't know. It was what, 40 feet across or 20 feet across?
20 feet
Mhm.
across, you said.
So let's do some math.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not going to go too far into it. I was thinking it was probably like 10 feet deep of bat guano.
It takes a pinch of guano to cast fireball, by the way.
Okay, most that should have destroyed the mountain we were out, we were on the immediate area. I imagine a mountain is a pretty good container for a fucking explosion.
So there was 12,500 square feet of guano from just a simple calculation here.
Fucking Christ, Battlestar just dropped a thermobaric warheads.
Yeah.
Actually, just a vacuum bomb.
How heavy is guano? Hold on. Oh. The largest colony of bats in the world at Bracken Cave, about 20 million individuals deposit 50,000 kilograms of guano in the cave each year. So, 110,000 pounds.
That's a lot. I've been wanting to make the common Trackus joke for so long, Joe. I thought I got the opportunity.
I may have overestimated the explosion size, but
It's
Get
funny.
magic
it's
bats.
so funny.
Magic bats.
Funny. Magic bats.
Magic poop.
So what I thought was going to happen is that all the bats would have gotten set on fire and then attacked us.
Operation of Bat Firebomb
Yeah.
of Hiroshima. They just set the entire forest on fire.
Imagine if it did just straight up crush Grave Valley. You just turns to Balzar. What did you do?
I didn't.
Good job, lads. Japan is gone.
What makes Battlestar a good demo man? The fact that he just did this.
I think it was more like this.
Oh no. Joe? Joe? Oh no! Oh no! Is that Mount St. Helens?
Yeah.
Oh
That's-
no.
Mount St. Helens was so scary. Like
Kaboom.
those pictures were taken in like the span of like 10 seconds.
Once upon a time, you died, and I lived happily ever after. The end. Balzar right now.
Balasar is literally just like gone full shell shock. He's sitting on the ground, staring in front of him, unresponsive. He's fully catatonic. Just the cordium bombs from fucking Project Wingman.
We just get a HUD mess. Balazar just gets a HUD message that killing
Achievement unlocked.
killing innocent civilians will not be tolerated, and he warps to the nearest checkpoint.
Achievement unlocked. Mountain glitch discovered. Oh, Brian Chamber. Someone put on music.
You do it.
I don't have good music.
What's the thing to give yourself spell slots back again? I forgot.
Hold on. I think I have a
It's
text
like
document.
G space SS space the number, and
Okay.
then how many you were gaining or losing.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Arcane Recovery.